acts who are going to dazzle you, two acts that are going to take you on a journey. You might be looking at tickets for Queen 2. Fuck Queen 2. This is going to be the best thing they're going to see. They're going to need Queen 3 and 4 after the shit that goes down in here. They're going to need to bring Freddie Mercury back, not Adam Lambert, for what's going to happen in here. Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for your next act? Yeah. Start clapping those hands. Start going crazy. Start screaming. Good job!
Yes, I'm Jo4. Jo's 1, 2 and 3 are tribute acts to me. I'm not performing here though, so yeah. So they say things, don't they, people? I don't agree with most of them, if I'm honest. They say dress for the job you want, but I don't endeavour to labour. So I've taken up nudism just to be on the safe side. No, the thing is, not only do I not aspire to work, I don't even aspire to being working class. My dad was in prison when I was born, and I'm pretty sure that's how you become a member of the criminal underclass. And unfortunately, it's problematic because it turns out they were right when they were saying that crime doesn't pay. My dad fairly recently died, and all I inherited was 3 aliases and 2 burner phones. Would have been good if any of them had been in credit, but they weren't, unfortunately. But no, it's not, yeah, obviously my dad did just recently die, but it's not a sad story. His life story is really quite inspiring. He was actually born in a concentration camp, and he came to this country as a refugee before it was politically toxic. He thrived in education here. He loved it so much. He graduated straight to Borstal. And from there he went straight to prison and never worked a day in his life. So I'm pretty sure he didn't come here to steal anyone's job. That's my plan. No, it's yeah, it's fine. But yeah, so my dad died. Also I got dumped. Yeah. The worst, it's like, so yeah, it wasn't just like getting dumped. He also made me homeless. So like, I've been sleeping in my dead uncle's bed. It's fine, he's not in it. Obviously that would be weird. He's under the telly. He loved that telly, so I think it's what he would have wanted. But yeah, so I got dumped, and I'm not bitter, but it was nearly 2 years ago now, and I am still doing material about him, so make up your own minds, but I don't think I'm bitter, I don't think I am. Yeah, so no, it's fine. I got dumped, as I said, but and I am going to do some fairly horrible material about him, but don't worry, he will not find out because he hasn't subscribed to my YouTube channel. Doesn't matter how many times I send him the link. And it's really annoying because I have fucked all 14 of the other subscribers. It's at J4 on at J4 Phaure on the socials. I'm not saying you get a free fuck entirely, but you know, DM me, we'll see. No, it's fine. I can say I got dumped, but it's fine. He was one of those 5'7" guys. I don't know if you know the ones I mean. Yeah, the ones that are 5'5", those ones, yeah. It's fine, they're easier to get over, and I'd normally say you just sort of leapfrog, but there's barely enough room on the stage to leapfrog. But like, actually, it turns out that like, I thought I was going to just leapfrog straight onto the next dick. Turns out that catching a new dick in your 40s is nearly as hard as leapfrogging over an adult man. Frankly, I'm just not fit enough for either of those tasks. So yeah, no, you can catch a dick in your 40s. You just have to massively lower your standards. And then, you know, you're being ghosted by a guy with 3 teeth who lives in this car. It's tough times, you know. Very difficult to bring the standards back up after that, you know what I mean? But no, it's fine. Yeah, no, so he was a funny guy, my ex. He used to say, like, I was bad at spatial awareness, but like, if I'm 5'2" and I pop on a 3-inch heel and I'm looking you in the eye, that's just maths, isn't it? I know how tall you are, mate. You know, I'm not that bad at spatial awareness. The other thing he used to do, used to really annoy me, is that whenever a woman came on TV, he'd be like, oh, blah, 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 you know what she needs? She needs a good seeing to, that's what she needs, which is very sexist, very offensive. But I have fairly recently just had a good seeing to. And it really does change a lot of things. I must say. It's mind-blowing, it really is, you know, really. So I highly recommend it, to be honest. Yeah, it's worth the admin. Obviously I've been on the apps. There's a lot of guys my age just showing 2/3 of their head. I'm not a detective, but I think they might be bald. No, but the dating world has changed a hell of a lot. Like, when I was, you know, last dating, I was in my 20s, very different scene. The young people are doing a lot of different things now, as previously mentioned. Some of them are dressing up as animals. But you know, the youngsters, they're all doing this, they're taking pride in their sex life, which is lovely. I'm so happy for them, that's great. Very exciting for them. But unfortunately I was raised Catholic, so my sex drive is very much driven by shame. And that's kind of the way I like it, do you know what I mean? The other thing the youngsters are doing is this positive, affirmative consent. Ooh, nothing drives me up quicker. Like, if you have to ask, it's definitely a no, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? That's just the way it is. One of my friends, he said, I think one of the reasons that you're struggling to find a man is that you're an alpha woman. And I was like, oh yeah, okay, that makes sense. I didn't really know what it meant, but I like the sound of it, you know. Turned out I'd interrupted him, which is very alpha, so totally on brand. But in fact, what he was trying to say is that I'm an alphabet spaghetti lady. Got a lot of letters after my name, but I don't make any sense. So apparently the ADHD cancels out the MSc. And all my exes now have PTSD. And at least one has got an STD, but that's absolutely nothing to do with me. And I feel like you're a nice crowd, and I'm like, most of my material is really horrible, guys. I just don't know whether to give you which bits of the horrible material to give you. You seem like such nice people, but I think we're going to go with yeah. Okay, so strap in, guys, strap in. So yeah, the other weird thing about my ex is that he had really small balls, like really, really tiny baby balls. And the thing is, I really liked it because. Like, it didn't matter what he did, I could still breathe. And you know, but I did worry, because I was like, they're really baby balls, like really tiny baby balls. Like, is it okay? Is it a bit pedo that you're into these baby balls? Like, so I was a bit worried. Like, don't worry, I checked, it's a loophole. It's a bit like a shaved fanny. As long as it's on an adult, that's the rules. So it's fine, yeah, no. So I thought I'd wait to get on stage until all of my opinions were unpopular. So for example, I'm a big fan of the 70s muff. It's not actually a sartorial choice, I'm just too fat to shave it. And to be honest, like the only thing you can get done in the salon is a wax. And if you're a bit of a slut, a 2-week wake is just too much, you know? So like, I figured like what you want, the skill set you're looking for is like someone who's used to using a cutthroat razor around an Adam's apple. That's the skill set you want, right? And that's how I got banned from all of the barbers in Faversham. But yeah. And the other unpopular opinion is that I used to be a feminist and it just hasn't really worked out for me, so I'm sort of out. Like, they promised us a lot of things, and I just think it's a bit of a swizz. Like, the first one is financial freedom. That sounded amazing. I was like, Tazzy, you don't need to pay my bills. I'm going to go get myself some financial freedom. Turns out they meant a job. So that hasn't worked out. And then the other one was sexual liberation. That sounded so exciting. Jeez, I was excited about that one. And in your 20s, it is exciting. Sexual liberation, isn't it? Your 40s, it's just another job. And at this point, I'm struggling to find a voluntary position. It's not ideal. So I've got to be honest, I'm out at this point. Yeah, so I thought, I have been struggling to find a man, so I thought, you know what, your looks are fading. Maybe it's time to develop a personality. Et voila. It hasn't worked out, unfortunately. It turns out I'm not fun. Thank you very much.